I mean, there'd been certainly rumours of an Alan Partridge film for, I would say, 10 or 15 years. I mean, before I ever became a comedy writer, I was looking forward to the Alan Partridge film. So to ultimately end up writing it was a bit surreal. Yeah, a long time, a long time. It's probably only the last 2 or 3 years that it started to fully take shape, and the script. We started working on that in earnest probably about 18 months ago.
But there were different germs of ideas. There was the idea maybe of taking Alan to America, maybe taking him out to Dubai. I mean, it worked for the Sex and the City film.
Big time.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. But in the end, we decided we had to go local. I think that was the right thing to do. Alan is Norfolk, isn't he? Had to be in Norfolk. It just felt like Alan is defined by the fact that he talks for a living, and so why not make him sort of talk for his life? And also, it felt like it was a good balance of being able to concentrate on Norfolk and small stuff, but to give it a story that was sort of worth, the man on the street's 10 quid when he goes to the cinema.
It has the sort of action elements. 10 quid, I've no idea. Don't go to the cinema. It had the...
It's a light film.
It had all the action elements that, Alan gets aroused by, probably physically aroused by. But, it was quite still. It was more of a Dog Day Afternoon than a Die Hard, So that allows you to explore the sort of mundane practicalities of being in a siege, which is the sort of thing that Alan fixates on. So it kind of had the feel of something cinematic while staying true to the small Alan that people have come to know. Well, a lot of it was us sat around in a room, all doing Alan Partridge voices, with one of the walls just being a glass wall that faced out to an open plan office, so people would walk past it it was like a ward at Broadmoor. There's people just talking Alan Partridge to each other. Very weird.
Sometimes though you don't know if Steve is doing Alan, or if he's doing Steve. You might say something about having seen a great episode of Air Crash Investigation, and you start writing it down. And you say, no, I saw it last night. It was cracking. It really was. But you absorb Alan yourself. I mean, I rushed home the other day to make sure I could watch an episode of a show called Extreme Trains on National Geographic. I realised that on my recorded list I'd got a program called Mega Engineering.
So I mean, a lot of the material is generated that way, and then we sort of take it away and separate the wheat from the chaff and kind of turn it into something that flows as a script, and then you go back into the writing room and pull it apart again. Work on the bits that feel like they're singing, and then you get to the shoot itself, and more often than not rip up a lot of that script on the day as well, and rewrite it so you've got very fresh, spontaneous stuff on the day. It's very important to Steve, I think, that Alan sounds like he's, what's coming out of his mouth is fresh and spontaneous, and often you'll have a really good line that has just become stale by just sitting on the page. So that's never been the Partridge way of working, that you hang on to your favourite nuggets.
Some people have said to us, how many drafts of the screenplay did you do before you did the shoot? And we were like, well, sort of never was one really that was sort of finished. It's like a sort of flock of starlings. It just goes like that all the time. And even the day after we finished it all and we'd done the sound mix and it was done, we phoned Declan, the director, and said, we got one more idea, and he just said, go away. Please leave me alone.
It's done. The film's finished. That was great. It was great fun. Because Alan has moved on, his relationship with those characters has moved on a little bit, so you never felt a slave to the exact dynamic that existed in I'm Alan Partridge, which helped. But we also with characters like Dave Clifton, we felt that we could move him on a little bit as well. But characters like Lynn and Michael are so beautifully formed that you want to sort of preserve them as closely as possible to how they were. So that was great, and they're also just great to work with as well. I mean, Felicity is really un-Lynn-like, isn't she? She swears like a trooper. And Simon Greenall is very well spoken. He's not at all like Michael. He sort of reads books on Nelson in between takes.
He's the voice of the meerkat as well. Do you know that? Yeah. That's
yeah,
rubbish trivia. That everybody knows.
Everyone knows that. I don't know why you keep trotting that out. Yeah, it was great. It was a gift. I mean, it's almost surreal. You know, you think back to when you were teenagers and you're watching Alan Partridge, and now to be sort of writing for those characters is a joy.
I imagine that Lynn is paid less now than she was 20 years ago, but she's still okay with it.
Yeah.